Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady and principal owner of Everett Tax Solutions, where we help you win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, and when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. Okay, so I want to talk about this expanded child tax credit that's happening for 2021. It's starting to make the social media airwaves. I have seen some of the advertisements from tax preparers talking about this credit that is going to have some people landing in jail. Well, maybe not landing in jail, but you're probably going to get audited, okay? So I want to talk really briefly about the credit because that part is not that long, but I want to give you the big picture that you really need to, we just need to use our brain, okay? Especially as we are seeing the fallout from all of the PPP scams. Let us not have this dependent care credit scam, okay? Let us just not do that. Okay, so with the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, there is an expanded or enhanced dependent care credit that is available for 2021. Okay, this is not the same as the child tax credit. We're talking about dependent care, daycare costs. Okay, so previously, taxpayers could claim up to $3,000 in expenses per dependent for a maximum of $6,000, right? That has been expanded in 2021 to raise eligible costs up to $8,000 per dependent, capped at $16,000, and you can receive a 50% refundable credit. So that could be an $8,000 credit for a return. To help you understand why that tax credit is important, a refundable credit. A tax credit is a dollar for dollar reduction of your tax liability. Being a refundable credit means that it could wipe out your tax liability and you get money back. We have refundable credits and non-refundable credits. Non-refundable credits can take your tax liability down to zero, not beyond zero, creating a refund. Refundable credits take you down to zero and beyond and create a refund for you. Okay, so the income limitations on that. Let me make sure I get this right. Okay, so the limitations, they start to phase out when the adjusted gross income is above $125,000 and eligibility ceases at $438,000 adjusted gross income. But now, here are the rules, okay? 1, there must be an eligible child or dependent. 2, you must have earned income, okay? That means from a job, self-employment income. It's not investment income. So if you make your money from, so let's say you make a boatload of money from Bitcoin this year, okay? Let's just use as an example. That is not earned income, so the credit does not apply, all right? And so that's number 2. Number 3, also in that's like both parents have to be working, okay? So it's not like one person is working, you got some bossed out childcare, and spouse 2 is not working. Both people need to be working outside the home, okay? And then the childcare provider has got to be operating a functional business, okay? Now, with that out the way, this is where I'm now going to talk to both my tax preparers and also you as consumers. Get your due diligence life together. What am I saying? For my consumers, you need to have all of your proof of residency documents together. You need to have a school record or a medical record or something that is confirming the residency of your dependent. Whatever your tax professional asks for, you need to provide it. Why? Even though the IRS has said it is not our job to audit your returns, it kind of is, right? Because we have what's called due diligence preparer penalties. And for 2021, the penalty for due diligence is $545 per error, up to as much as $2,000 per return. Okay? So what does that mean? That means if the IRS audits that return and something doesn't look right and they come to you, tax preparer, and says, hey, let's see the documentation that you have on this tax return, and you don't have said documentation, guess what? Thou shalt be fined. Okay? And this is not when you get these fines, this is not something that you can go work something out like an offer and compromise. This is coming from the Treasury Department. You're going to pay these fines, okay? So this is not something to play with. So let me tell you how it's going to happen. You're going to have people who are claiming enough income to maximize the credit. You better verify, okay? Have everything documented. For my clients, if your tax preparer asks to see your bank statements or something because you came in with these little handwritten documents, provide the bank statements. If you can't provide the documentation that you actually received this income, I'm going to tell my tax preparers to turn that client away because it's not worth your business because somebody's trying to game the system, okay? And please let us not act like this is not already happening. We already have enough tax preparers who are doing the absolute wrong thing and doing this dirt for the client, even though the client might not even be asking for this, right? So don't go and try and game the system thinking that you won't get caught, because it's, we're going to be filing in 2022. They're going to show up like 2024. Okay. And understand that the maximum penalty, okay, the maximum penalty for all these violations is $25,000. I mean, you got an extra 25 grand that you just want to give to the government, right? So please understand that yes, this tax credit is available. You need to, as a consumer, be prepared to have your documentation ready, because on our side, I'm not willing to risk $545 up to $2,000 per return because you don't want to give me this information. It's not worth my business. And we have seen where tax preparers have been fined 6 figures for not having this documentation. And also for my tax professionals, I'm really going to need you to ask those questions. Do not depend on your software for the questions they provide you to ask. We're going to need you to think, okay? So that you make sure that you are covered as a tax professional. So you have asked the right questions. You have asked to receive the documentation, all of those things. So that when the IRS does come to you, should that happen, because just like getting audited, we never know. But should the IRS come to you, you already have that documentation. So for my folks that are like sharing dependents and all that day is over. Okay, it's just over. Don't do it. The credit is great right now. It's only for 2021 as far as I've seen. And it will go back for 2022 unless something happens in this infrastructure bill. But but for this credit, it's a great credit because they made it refundable. That's going to put money in people's pockets who really need it. But oh my gosh, please don't try to game the system and claiming false dependents. This is why I said tax preparers beware, because people are going to try you. And if you are out here trying to increase these refunds and all of that without the proper documentation, you are really campaigning to get audited, and it will happen. Okay. The first thing that you'll get is a letter from the IRS that, hey, we saw this kind of happen. You need to straighten up. If you don't straighten up, they're going to come pay you a visit. And if you still don't straighten up, they will bar you from preparing returns. So if you value your profession, please, oh, please, oh, please, go study your due diligence rules. And listen, for my consumers, get ready now, because the 2022 filing season is already going to be tough. You're already going to have this credit. You're going to have to reconcile the third stimulus payment. You're going to have to reconcile those advanced child tax credit payments. Okay? It's going to be a lot. So get ready now. Get all of your paperwork, your documentation, all that together now so that when your tax professional asks for it, you can just plop that in their hands and they can prepare that return and go on about your business. Okay? So I beat this horse enough. Yeah, it's a great credit, and get your documentation ready. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning into Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, and you can come right here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.